here for probably about a 45-minute stream, maybe an hour. I got some stuff I want to talk about, some stuff I saw during my time in between streams here and stuff like that, man. So wait for a couple people to get in here. But anyway, eat your fruit, drink your water. It's getting hot out here. But I'm gonna go ahead and dive into one of the things I wanted to touch on here, bro. I got some pretty decent music in the background. Got some Pokemon music in the background. No copyright, by the way. Hopefully. Just need to make sure I credit the person in this thing at the end. But I'm gonna go ahead and dive into this right here. So I'll go ahead and slide over here, bro. So from Top Sports UK, Chelsea are facing a nightmare. 300 million. I think that's pounds or euros. I can never tell the difference, honestly. But 300 million financial plunge if they miss out on next season's Champions League. The club could lose massive revenue, including participation fees, prize money, and match day income, Super Cup and Club World Cup qualification, which these owners really want to get into, guys. Because the money there is insane. Finance expert Adam Williams explains that missing the competition would ramp up pressure on Todd Bowley and co. to sell players in order to meet UEFA's financial rules. Even though, they're putting their finances around qualifying for the Europa League. We just heard about that shit yesterday, man. And it's like, how can we sit here and scoot ourselves as low as Europa League qualification? Chelsea should be in the Champions League at a minimum, bro. That's the bare minimum for a club of this size. Then you aspire to go win the Champions League and you win the Premier League, right? You go win the Club World Cup or some shit like that, right? But ultimately, as long as these owners are in charge, bro, we ain't seen shit for years. And I got another little interesting update from London Will Always Be Blue on Twitter, on Instagram. Fantastic page. Check him out, guys. Moises Caicedo is not going anywhere. He said he's focused on Chelsea and Ecuador and that he wants to be a Chelsea legend. He has 7 years left on his contract. So Caicedo has basically come out and said that he wants to be a Chelsea legend. Yeah, I mean, we saw the video when he got announced of him in the Chelsea jersey walking up to his mom, and then fast forward all that time later, he's actually in the official kit going to his mom, basically saying, I made it. I told you, right? The situation with Enzo is a bit more complicated. I'm going to get to Enzo in a second, too. It's a bit more complicated. He is not untouchable. It would be really interesting if a club like Real Madrid made an offer of more than 100 million. If they were to do that, then it's an offer that Chelsea would consider. So anything over 100 million would probably get Chelsea to start thinking about it, right? But I think they're going to try to ask for the rumored price of 130 million to really test Real Madrid. I think if a fee came in for Enzo Fernandez of 115 million, 110 million, I think Chelsea would sell. And I think Enzo would greenlight the move. That's just how I feel about it. I think his head is turned a little bit to the prospect of him playing for Real Madrid. So, actually, if we take a look at Enzo Fernandez, right? How old is he? And when could he go to Real Madrid? He's 25, right? So, this is around the time for a player where you're in your prime. You're about to hit your physical peak. Right? Would he actually leave if Real Madrid put the offer in? I think he would. And I wouldn't blame him. And I would be happy for him because honestly, I think a lot of people give him too much shit for a lot of the stuff that he actually brings to the team. Off the pitch, he's one of the voices of the team, and you need somebody like that that's won something and that has been in dressing rooms where there have been characters, right? And in this dressing room, there are characters, bro. There are absolute characters, but not in the right areas mentally. So, then we're seeing stuff like this. After he posts that Enzo Fernandez is not for sale. I mean, is he for sale or is he not for sale? We don't really know, bro. We'll see after the World Cup. Like he said, we'll see where Chelsea finish in the Premier League. Any interested clubs would have to break the bank and offer at least 100 million to have any chance of signing him. I mean, yeah, we already know all this. It's just repeating the same shit we already know. That's what Sky Sports does. It's like they get all the crumbs off of what the other journalists have already reported. We know about the 130 million rumored fee that Chelsea would want for him. But are they going to spend that money in the right area? We don't know that, right? My girl got these Kool-Aids at the store and they're freaking amazing, man. Amazing. I love these things. If anybody watching knows about these Kool-Aids, early 2000s and shit, bro, you're one of them. But Enzo Fernandez, if Chelsea get that money, I think Enzo leaves in the summer. But if Chelsea get the Champions League and Real Madrid still try to come in, I think Enzo would stay because we have Champions League. And on top of that, I don't think Real Madrid is going to seriously come in for anything over 100 million because they offered to buy Mbappe. If you guys do remember that, they offered to buy him, but PSG stayed put, hoping that he would re-sign the contract. The relationship broke down there, and he walked to Real Madrid on a free. Enzo's not going to run down his contract at Chelsea and then walk over there. I think in a couple seasons, there's a scenario where he stays even if Chelsea don't get into the Champions League to see what happens in the summertime, gives it one more season, and then if shit doesn't improve then I think he gets his move. That's where I think in the summertime, I don't think Real Madrid are going to come this summer. I think they're going to come next summer. Because realistically, I don't think they're going to have the money really to go get him. Because I think Chelsea are going to hold such a high transfer value on him because they know that Real Madrid and if PSG enter the chat, right, it's going to cause a bidding war, and that's what Chelsea want. But I don't think any team is going to pay 130 million for Enzo Fernandez. I don't care how good he is, how young he is. He's in his peak, in his prime. He's not worth 130 million. If I'm a team coming in for Enzo Fernandez right now, I'm paying about 105 million. I'm paying what you bought him for in the first place because he at the time he wasn't worth the 105 million. Now I believe he's worth over 100 million. He's definitely one to watch over the summer, but it all depends how Chelsea finish out the entire season. If they finish in a Champions League spot somehow, some way, he's going to end up staying, even if Real Madrid come in with, say, like an 80 to 90 million euro offer or pound offer, right? It's going to take an excess of 110 million to get him out if you're coming in for him this summer. But next summer, when another year comes down on his contract and another year's knocked off, that value will probably dip just a little bit because the team will probably still be underperforming, and then he's going to want to move out. So stuff like that will happen. But I just don't see Real Madrid or PSG paying over 120 million right now for Enzo. I just don't. Maybe I'm proven wrong, and if I am proven wrong, he deserves to move away because he doesn't deserve to have his career rot where the owners don't know how to run a club. He doesn't. No player at this club really deserves that. Even if you're a shitty ass player right now, bro, like you don't deserve that right now. These owners, if they had brains in between their ears, bro, they would have players of experience in the squad helping this team out, and you wouldn't have sacked Enzo Maresca, and you wouldn't have even sacked Thomas Tuchel because he wanted to be here and actually guide this club. But people don't want to have a lot of those conversations, I guess. And it's crazy because I think Enzo Maresca was on the same track of Thomas Tuchel. I'm not saying he's as successful, but I'm saying he was on the same track. He was building the identity of a team that you did not want to play. What did Thomas Tuchel say? He wanted to build Chelsea as a team that nobody wanted to play. He said that via season. He won the Champions League with us. And look what happened. Nobody really wanted to play us. As we got later into that season, we went to Anfield, won. The only blip was losing to West Brom at home. Outside of that, we were ripping teams up. Beat Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Real Madrid, and then Man City. I think you should have just given Enzo Maresca a bit more time. But he's going to probably end up going to Man City. And that's fine. You know, this is what these owners deserve. And hopefully in the summertime, you do see a move. You do see some type of movement with them trying to sell the club, bro, because they absolutely need to sell the club, man. Because you can't continue to run your club like this and expect results, bro. It's a results-driven business. If you're not getting results, you're going to lose money. People aren't going to go to the games. So, you know, and it says Chelsea believe the main reason for the stop-start season has been the unplanned mid-season change of the coach. Right, but you've done that before early on in the ownership, right? Because you wanted to hire Graham Potter, who was completely out of his depth. But it's worse now with Liam Sr., bro. You're talking about a guy that's literally, yes, I will say that in the press conference type of shit, man. You know everything he's saying isn't really coming out of his mouth. It's all fabricated, bro. It's like they're pulling the strings. If they ask you this question, I need you to say that. It's like, we can't continue to have that. We just can't. We need a manager that's going to say it for what it is. And Enzo Maresca was doing that. Thomas Tuchel was doing that. Pochettino, towards the end of his time at Chelsea, was doing that. That's why you saw these all of a sudden a major turnaround towards like the end of the season. Cole Palmer banging 22 goals in his first season. Then last season, all of a sudden, the season turns around against Fulham. You know? You can't continue to rely on late season magic to save your season. Because the rest of the Premier League is only getting better. It's not getting worse. Do we realize that? I think, let me take a look at the table real quick, man, because this is what I found. It's not really insane because the Premier League from top to bottom is it's the best league in the world, right? But I think as far down as, as far down as 13th, there's 13 teams above 40 points in the Premier League, bro. And 6 points separates 6th from 13th. Or 5 points. No, 6 points. 6 points separates 6th from 13th. So a couple more games that Chelsea are on the slide, and say a team like Brighton win 2 in a row, they're right above us. And we have to go to Brighton soon. And they've won 4 or 5 in their league. Meanwhile, you see Chelsea draw, loss, win, loss. It's horrible. It's horrible, man. You don't know when it's going to end. But if you're talking about more of a dumpster fire, you can talk about Tottenham, but we host Tottenham towards the end of the season. I think it's the second to last game of the season. Or actually, I think it's our final home game of the season. if I'm not mistaken. We either have a chance to relegate them or they have a chance to save their season at a place that they never went at. And in the way that we're playing, I can absolutely see us dropping points in that game to help Tottenham. I can absolutely see it. Just like how when we come back to league play, we play Man City, we're going to end up actually, no. We have to beat Man City to help Arsenal. Are we going to do that? No. Actually, no. Yes, yeah. If Man City beat us, we aren't doing them a favor. That's what I'm saying. We have to go out there and actually. It's insane to think about, man. It's insane to think about. Like the prospect of Arsenal winning the Premier League just has my mind all over the place, bro. And knowing that Tottenham can save their season at the Bridge makes it even worse, bro. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's just crazy shit that's going on at this club. It's a dumpster fire. People that live in the UK, that live in England, that live in France, that are going to these protests, bro. We're all paying attention, man. We don't want to see clubs get ripped apart from the top down because private equity has more of a focus than what's being done on the pitch. Supporting a football club is a lifestyle. And when you start messing with people's lifestyles, it really starts to become a problem, right? And a lot of these fans grew up on this shit. It's in their blood, bro. So it's like what we see out here at times in like American sports, man. Like you see terrible owners not doing their job, and you see their teams being shit for years. I mean, American sports don't have like the promotion and relegation system, but could you imagine if they do, where you get less money in your league because you're not performing at a decent enough level to stay at the top in the top leagues? Like, could you imagine if the NBA had a relegation and like promotion system? That'd be nuts, bro. Or like, for fuck's sake, if the MLS had a promotion system and a relegation system, it's the playoffs, bro. I've always wanted to see them get into that kind of style, and then maybe I'll actually start watching like MLS games, but I'm just not interested. You know, I'm just not interested in it. It's just not my kind of it's just not my kind of style to watch, really. So, excuse me. I agree with that. One of the posts I can actually agree with on him. Mo Salah leaving means a regen of him should be appearing somewhere soon. He's already here. He's a Brazilian flares. He has the flair Brazilians are born with. Just 18 years old, first season. Esteval to take the best right wing chain in the Premier League at Chelsea soon. I mean, listen, bro. Sorry. He's an interesting prospect too because he's already dealing with a few injuries in his first season, which is concerning given that he's only 18 and they're hamstring injuries too. So you hope that doesn't carry on into his early 20s and stuff like that, where that's really like the in-between point of you're just starting and then you're about to hit your prime, bro. You like your peak. He's 18, man. In 7 years, he may not be at Chelsea in 3 years, right? He might end up staying 5-6 years and then getting his move to a Barcelona, to a Real Madrid, which I think ultimately this kid will end up at Madrid. That's just my opinion. I think he's destined to go there at some point, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. That's just how I see it. If it happens, you heard it here first, honestly. Like, you heard it here first. Esteval, at some point in his career, will end up at Real Madrid because I think his talent is just, it's just special. There's everyone's favorite person to hate scoring the goal, even though it's a tap in, but you're supposed to make these runs, right? Look at this. You're supposed to make that kind of run as a box crashing midfielder. That's why he's getting more goals in his game this year, bro. I have to run against, who is this? Benfica. When he runs with the ball, though, it's just like, it's almost like it comes back to him. It's like he has it on a string, man. And that does remind you of like Neymar and stuff. And then he's so unpredictable that whole shoot, like, while he's like falling over because the goalkeeper's not expecting it. Oh. we lost that game 2-3-1 on some bullshit, bro. Because we were terrible that day. Just like how we've been like all season, bro. He's a joy to watch, though, man. Like, I just really hope that was 2 days before my birthday, bro. I was screaming right here when he scored that. This is when we were flying high, bro. Like, I hate it. We were flying. Look at this, man. I'm all about like the fan reaction in the back when you see shots like that. Like, it hits different when the bridge is actually rocking like that. I've never been to the bridge though, but it is one of those lifetime achievements like I need to go do before we all eventually pass on, right? But it's one of the things I must do, honestly. That was so unexpected too. I wasn't expecting him to do that. The improvisation is crazy. I'll tell you what, man. The kid is special. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this kid, Barco, man. But it's like, you're gonna sell Enzo to bring in a guy that is what, 5 years younger, 6 years younger than him, man. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we're talking about here, bro. If you're not gonna buy experience, at least let the players you have that you bought a few seasons ago get more experience so they can be considered experienced players. And then if you want to bring in players like this, have at it, bro. But at this point, players like Enzo Fernandez need more quality around him and more experience around him, bro. So as much as Caicedo and Esteval and Palmer, like, you need more quality around that. João Pedro, right? Like, you need more quality around that. Like, where is it? Bringing in kids from Strasbourg because they're in the system, right? And you're over here saying like he's the next one because it's data driven. I guarantee they're putting it in the chat GPT. Give me the top 5 wonder kids on the market right now, and they're just having a pick of the litter, bro. That's how they're doing shit, man. It's crazy. If a club like Real Madrid make a summer move of over 100 million for Enzo, yeah, we know this. I mean, his head is turned a little bit because the state of the affairs at the club is horrendous, man. Who's that one player everyone is crazy about, but you don't see or rate him? One player, is that at Chelsea or just one player? Let me see. Let me see what people are talking about here. It could be anybody. This might be a hot take, and I don't know if people are gonna like this one. One player everyone is crazy about. Jeez, man. That's actually pretty tough because everyone that I feel like everyone talks about is pretty good. I guess it's just one player. Huh. That's tough, man. World football. I'll be honest, bro. I was gonna say somebody on Real Madrid, but jeez, this is a tough one, man, because like I'm trying to think, but like a lot of the players damn, this is tough, bro. Somebody said Yamal. I was thinking about him too, to be honest. Liam Delap. I'll be honest. I'm gonna probably say Bukayo Saka, bro. I don't really rate the guy, dude. I'm not saying that because I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm just saying that because I feel like for a guy that Arsenal are gonna win the league. That's probably a given, right? I don't think he scores enough goals for me, bro. And I feel like if you're that talented of a player, you should be scoring a lot more goals, man, and putting away the chances that we've all seen him completely fluff his lines with. I'd probably say Bukayo Saka or I'm gonna be honest. What's his name on Man United? Not Bruno. Lenny Yora, bro. That's another one. Because I've seen a lot of Man United fans really gas him up, but I don't think he's all that. He's nice. You can erase one moment from football history. What are you deleting? I'd probably say John Terry slipping in the 2008 Champions League final or the 2009 Champions League semifinal against Barcelona. Fucking robbery, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I survived that. Did he really say that? Yeah, again, guys, I got some pretty relaxing Pokemon music in the back. I'm a huge Pokemon nerd, bro. Honestly. I mean, he's not in immediate danger of losing his job, but let results continue to go south. He may not be in the job at the end of April. But then again, like you at that point, you might as well just let him finish out the entire season and then sack him in the summer. But that's not going to do anything. You should have sacked him. I mean, they realistically should be sacking him in the international window, but they're sticky behind their guy because he's a company man, right? So I mean, he ain't going to leave unless results continue to go south. They get absolutely shredded against City and Manchester United. I was saying this in my previous shorts, bro. You cannot allow a heavy defeat, especially on the day of the protest. You can't allow a heavy defeat to Manchester United because if you allow that to happen, oh, I'm going to tell you this right now. I want to. I don't. I'm not from the UK. I've never been there, but I want to imagine you're going to see riots outside of Stamford Bridge, bro. You're going to see some type of activity out there. Because enough is enough already, but that's going to be ultimately crossing the line about 75 different times. You let Man United come to the bridge and absolutely tear you up. Egbali better have private security ready or the National Guard ready for him to leave Stamford Bridge that night. Because you know for damn sure the entire ownership is going to be at that game and the Man City game. You think they're going to miss out on those games? Because say Chelsea win those games, everything will all of a sudden get swept under the rug and stuff, right? No, it wouldn't. It's still blue co out. You've had enough transfer windows. You need to get out. And there's nothing more to really say on it. They have to get out, bro. It's actually crazy how close we were to being back. Now we're a million miles off of it. Yeah. People need to understand that. Yeah, a lot of people did not like Enzo Maresca, right? But I think the problem that a lot of people had with him was it was just the way that he played, the way that he tactically set up, man. And like, we weren't this bad. There was no shot, bro, that we were this bad under him. Yes, we had some poor results under him, but every manager has poor results, right? We weren't playing this bad, though. Enzo Maresca took the shackles off him towards the end of the season because he realized he needed to get silverware and a top four spot. And what did he do? He allowed them to play, and they were lethal as fuck towards the end of the season. Cole Palmer was still off it, but he found his form in the Club World Cup. And now all of a sudden, it seems like he's back in the States and he's trying to figure out how to get back to his best self while playing in London, man. But now he's on international duty, and we'll see how he does there. Hopefully, he can find some form there and come back ready to go to get to kick off like the last part of the season because that's the last international break before the World Cup. Palmer needs to be ready for the end of the Chelsea season and for England coming up in the World Cup because he's pretty much a lock to go now that he got called up in this edition of the international break. If he leaves Chelsea, who would you replace him with? Who would I replace Enzo with? It would have to be somebody of his profile. I don't know anybody specifically off the top of my head, but somebody of his profile. It would have to be. Chelsea's chances of finishing in the top 4 have collapsed, dropping a massive 46% to just 17%. Bro, I mean, I've been mentioning this in a lot of my videos and stuff. I had a projection that they needed to be on 49 points to go into the month of March, knowing that the fixtures they had coming up were going to be tricky. You had Arsenal in that time, you had Newcastle in that time, and you had Everton in that time. You lose all 3 games, right? They, at this rate, bro, they're not getting into Europe. They continue, they come back playing as bad as they've been playing, they're going to miss out on Europe altogether. And that's the reality, bro. And Chelsea fans really need to start getting and coming to grips with that. That European football may not happen next season. And a lot of players are going to start looking to get the hell out. When are these owners going to wake up? It's already too late because the ownership model and the way that you guys are doing shit isn't working. It's over with. The fans don't want it. I don't want it. A lot of people are asking for you to just pack your shit, find a buyer, and just get your shit and leave. Like, that's all we're asking for, because you're not running the club with the love that it needs to be ran with, for one. And two, you have other ambitions that aren't aligned with what the players want and the managers that you're bringing in want, right? You had 3 managers that have come through this club and have said, yeah, man, I just wanted to have a little bit more control of what players came in or out, but I don't have any say on that. You know, that's what Enzo Maresca wanted. Thomas Tuchel had ideas. Todd Bowley was the acting sporting director at the time. But at the same time, he made some crazy signings that made no sense, right? And Mykhailo Mudryk, that's the one that really made no sense. And who knows if we'll ever see him again. We're seeing videos of Mudryk all over the place, man. And it's like it looks like he's trying to find a way to get back in, man. Which, you know, I'll say this about him. Like, look, I mean, he's out here trying to come back, bro. I mean, it's a little clip, but I'm saying, like, it looks like it says new images of Mudryk on Instagram showing at Uxbridge FC renting out their pitch as he awaits an update on the doping ban, which we're still waiting on the B sample, right? That's what I always keep on hearing, is that we're waiting on the B sample. Like, where's the B sample at? He's staying fit ahead of a verdict with lawyers on it, still under contract at Chelsea until 2031. So there are some interesting things that excuse me. Excuse me. There are some interesting things that we can talk about with this, but we won't know anything until he's actually cleared to play again. But if he is cleared to play again, you bring him back. Just bring him back. Why not? What do we have to lose? Because realistically, when we last saw him, he wasn't playing bad under Enzo Maresca. Maresca was really trying to actually coach him because he saw the potential. Like, if I can get a hold of this and really tactically teach him how to play the game, Mudryk was going to be a problem. But the doping ban and all this with the Ukrainian national team and all that stuff, man, I mean, unfortunately, he hasn't been able to play football for over a year. Right? But if he's stepping up his training and he's out here doing what he's doing, I can see him coming back and making an impact. But I don't know if he comes straight back into Chelsea. Surely we can agree this has Chelsea's all-time 11. Let's take a look here. We got Petr Cech in goal, Ashley Cole, Thiago Silva, okay, John Terry, Azpilicueta, N'Golo Kante, Claude Makelele, Frank Lampard, Hazard, Drogba, Zola. I'm not going to disagree with this lineup. I think this lineup is actually really. I think that this lineup is solid. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really taking anybody out. Are you guys? I wouldn't. I mean, that's an exceptional lineup. You got just about everything you need in the front line. A very balanced midfield. And then you can form a back three, really, where Ashley Cole can push up the pitch a bit more if you needed him to. But he's probably the greatest left back in Premier League history. So, I don't know. That's a really good lineup. I like that. Not a foot wrong there, sir. Best version of a player you've seen. The best version of a player I've seen? Probably Messi in 2012, bro. Outrageous. And I was in high school during that time. So Messi was like, at that time, it was him and Ronaldo, 1-2, 1-1A. I don't know. I mean, who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? I was a Ronaldo guy growing up. But as I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate Messi a lot more. Start one, bench one, sell one. Start Palmer. I'd bench Foden, and honestly, bro, I would sell Saka. I think he would generate the most right now. Honestly, I think Bukayo Saka would probably generate the most money out of those three right now. Because Palmer's not playing well. Phil Foden can't see the pitch, and Arsenal are top of the league, and that's going to add value to any player, especially him. Who's the new face of the league now that De Bruyne and Mo Salah are gone? Of the Premier League, I'd probably say right now, it'd probably be between Erling Haaland and I'd probably say between Erling Haaland and Bukayo Saka right now. Maybe Bruno Fernandes. He's having a good season too, man. I think the guy almost has 20 assists, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look at that. I don't want to just guess and then act like I know it off the top of my head. He has 16 assists in the Premier League. I think he's going to break that 20 goal for show. I think he's going to break it. But the face, yeah, I'd probably go with either Erling Haaland, Bukayo Saka, or Manchester United, or Bruno Fernandes, honestly, right now. If Chelsea were doing well, I'd say Cole Palmer, but Palmer's not playing well, bro. We're talking about, I mean, I guess you can throw Palmer in there too, but I'd probably say right now, my number one pick would probably be Erling Haaland. And the crazy part is the two players that he mentioned aren't even British. Neither is Erling Haaland. Crazy, right? Even though I think he was born in Leeds, so he's like half English, but he chooses to play for Norway. Could you imagine if he decided to play for England with Harry Kane, bro? That's what I've said too. I've also said this about Harry Kane. This is actually another guy that I really do want to talk about here because I think he has a shot of winning the Ballon d'Or this season. And I've been talking about this for a little bit. I mean, actually, no, that's from 2025. Something I wanted to pick up here. Actually, I need to actually search for it real quick. Okay. So this season, right? Harry has 41 goals in all competitions, 3 hat tricks, 5 assists. Right? Absolutely insane numbers, bro. Like absolutely insane numbers here. Give me a second here. Okay. So he has 41 goals, right? In all competitions this season. He has 31 goals and 5 assists and 26 league appearances in the Bundesliga with 3 hat tricks, bro. I'm making the case here that Bayern Munich are going to win the Bundesliga. I think that's already given. He's going to take home the Golden Boot for sure. I think the next closest person in Germany is like 13 or 14 goals. He's going to win the Golden Boot. If England go to the World Cup and they win the World Cup and he's the top scorer, Bayern Munich win the Champions League. Could you guys tell me why Harry Kane shouldn't win the Ballon d'Or? Why wouldn't he be in the conversation? I don't think I've seen enough people talk about this because obviously people that you would be including in this conversation would be Mbappe, Vinny, right? But Harry Kane should absolutely be in the conversation. If he checks off those boxes, he wins the Champions League, wins the Golden Boot at the World Cup, and England win the World Cup. Tell me why Harry Kane wouldn't win the Ballon d'Or. It's just a conversation to have, and that's why I'm throwing that out there. I think that it's a real possibility, man, that you could see if those achievements are made and stuff, you could possibly see a scenario, man, where he wins the Ballon d'Or. And I would be here for it. The guy, since he left, has absolutely ripped it up and has gotten better as a striker. Much better, right? I would hate to see him in this Tottenham side right now. He would be miserable, no matter how much he loves the club. He knew when he had to go, and he saw it coming early. He was trying to leave. I think he was trying to leave even a couple seasons before that. But he stuck around and stuck it out, stuck around, stuck it out, never won anything with them. Heung-min Son did, but not Harry Kane, which is crazy, right? But at the end of the day, Harry Kane, if he gets this done this season, checks off all those boxes: World Cup, Golden Boot, Champions League, and the Bundesliga. Tell me why Harry Kane isn't winning the Ballon d'Or? Because it's like I said, bro. Like, for a guy to sit here, where is the tab? Oh, things right here. For a guy to sit here, right, and have these stats is nuts, man. And the way he's playing, and you see what happens when you put quality around a player like that. You get 3 hat tricks, bro. 31 goals, man. In the Champions League, you're absolutely tearing into these European backlines, bro. And it's like no one's going to be able to stop him. I feel like he is absolutely on a mission to win the Champions League, win the Bundesliga again, and guide his country and bring it home. Do I think England is going to win the World Cup? Honestly, with Thomas Tuchel in charge, I think England should be favorites to win it. But are they going to get it done? We'll see. We'll see. You know, I think they can do it, but we'll see what happens. Even though my pick to win the World Cup is in England, we'll see what happens. Anything could happen, man. Morocco almost got to the final 4 years ago, right? So we'll see what happens, man. I mean, Harry Kane absolutely should be in the conversation for the Ballon d'Or. That's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna get on out of here. Got to get my daughter in about 40 minutes and stuff. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate everybody that's in here. Like, share, do what you all have been doing. I appreciate it.